Oh man, I don't know. I got 1,000 of those. I would have to say that when I was managing in Chico, we had some trouble that was unbelievable. I mean, it's 10 hours to San Diego, and we're going to play in Tijuana. So we stopped at the border. They said they was gonna have a bus to pick us up. Well, what they did was we ended up waiting 2 hours at the border for somebody to come over, and then they just sent over these little vans or trucks or something. I don't know what you call them. So they packed all our luggage on the top of these two trucks or vans or something, tied them down, then drove us the long way around into Mexico. Then the luggage fell off. Oh, shucks. And then we get into Mexico, and then they said they had a bus for us, but I don't know what it was that picked us up. Wasn't enough room to hold all of us. So now we're in this little, I don't know, I guess you call it a mini bus with all our luggage, all our baseball equipment, everything. And I mean, we're packed in like sardines, no air conditioning, no nothing. And I mean to tell you, I mean, it was just a mess. And I mean, that's after being 10 hours on a bus from Chico to San Diego. Then we had to go through that. Then we got to the hotel just in time to put our stuff away, then get back on that little bus and go about 15 miles to the stadium. And it was up and down hills and round. I mean, it was just crazy. You know, that one was that was pretty brutal, that trip. But we also, that year in Chico, we had a trip. I guess the general manager got pissed off at us because the guys was complaining. So we had to get up at 4 a.m. and bus down to San Francisco from Chico, bus to San Francisco, and we was flying to Edmonton. So we catch a flight. The flight leaves at 9 o'clock in the morning. We get there at 6, check in, but our flight took us. We flew from San Francisco to Vancouver. All right. So we had a layover in Vancouver, about an hour or so. Well, we flew from Vancouver to Calgary. Had a layover in Calgary. Flew back to, I think it was Victoria, British Columbia. Had a 2-hour layover there. And then flew into Edmonton. And we got there 12 o'clock midnight. So, I mean, travel in independent ball, I mean, you could probably get with any player out there, and they will probably have a nightmare story for you. I mean, here's one right here. We also had a trip where we had to catch a ferry from Victoria, British Columbia, over to somewhere in Oregon, then waited on the buses to come pick us up, and then it took a 15-hour bus ride into Chico. I think the general manager was pissed because they was complaining about travel. That year was the worst travel I ever seen in my whole life. It was.
So you saw in San Diego, Chico, went south to go north?
Yeah, I mean, we did. It was crazy that year in Chico. We had some travel that was out of sight.